Hello, hi, my name is Marnie KG Olabaju, and I'll be talking about the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. So close your eyes just for 1 second, or 5 seconds, and imagine going home tonight. You're hungry, your little brother or sister is hungry, you open the refrigerator and there's absolutely nothing there. No milk, no leftovers, not even bread. Just an empty shelf and the feeling of wondering where your next meal is going to come from. For thousands of families living in Maryland, there isn't something they have to imagine. It's their everyday life. It's their reality. When we hear the word hunger, many of us might picture people living in extremely poor countries like Africa, Nigeria, and I'm from Nigeria, and a lot of people think when they hear hunger, they think of the little sick African kids in Africa or in Nigeria, like I just said. But people are experiencing homelessness in large cities, but hunger isn't always visible. There are people sitting beside us in class and in our virtual classes who don't even have nothing to even record something off of. They're working beside us and living in our own neighborhoods who struggle to afford enough food every single day. It's our community problem. I chose to talk about the Anne Arundel County Food Bank because food insecurity is an issue that can easily go unnoticed until it affects someone we personally know. While researching this organization, I learned that there are people and organizations working every day to make sure families in our own communities have access to food. However, they cannot do it alone. Sorry, I am having technical difficulties, but this is my 10th time doing it, so we're going to keep it moving. Today, I want to talk about 3 things. First, the problems created by food insecurity. Second, how the Anne Arundel County Food Bank works to address those problems. And finally, how supporting this organization can benefit our entire community. Before we can understand why this organization is so important, we first need to understand the problem it's fighting. It is food insecurity creates problems that affect individuals, families, and the entire community. First, hunger affects more people than many of us even realize. According to Feeding America, more than 824,000 Maryland residents experience food insecurities, including more than 219,000 children. That means that food insecurity isn't some rare problem happening to a small number of people. It is happening throughout our state, and Maryland is this small. It could be a child sitting in a classroom, and behind every statistic is a real person. It could be a single parent trying to provide for their family. It could be a veteran, or it could be an older adult living on a fixed income. Food insecurity also affects much more than someone's stomach. For children, going to school hungry can make it so hard to concentrate in class, complete assignments, even learn. Imagine trying to take a test while you're thinking about the fact that you haven't eaten since yesterday or 2 days ago. For parents, the situation can be just as difficult. Some parents may skip meals themselves just so that their kid can eat. And for senior citizens living on fixed incomes, buying groceries can sometimes compete with other necessities, including medications and housing expenses. So food insecurity isn't simply about not just having food. It can contribute to stress, financial hardship, poor health, and emotional challenges. I'm so upset that this is not working. And importantly, this problem exists right here in Anne Arundel County. The Anne Arundel County Food Bank works with 76 organizations and more than 115 food distribution locations throughout the county. That means food assistance isn't limited to one building or just one neighborhood. It reaches communities throughout Anne Arundel County. The Maryland Food Bank also identifies Anne Arundel County as an area where food insecurity continues to require community support. So why should we care? Because hungry children can become struggling students. Hungry adults can become exhausted workers. And hungry seniors can become more vulnerable members of our community. When one part of our community struggles, that effects don't stop with that individual. they affect all of us. Now that we've seen how serious food insecurity can be, let's look at one organization that is working every day to fight it. Second point, the Anne Arundel County Food Bank provides resources and support to people experiencing food insecurity all around. The Anne Arundel County Food Bank mission is centered around making sure people throughout the county have access to nutritious food. According to the organization's website, it works with food pantries, shelters, schools, and other community organizations to connect people with the resources they need. One of the most important things that the food bank does collect is food donations, and they get those donations into the hands of people who really need them. But there is much more involved than simply collecting cans of food. Food has to be stored. Donations have to be organized and inspected. Food needs to be transported. And partner organizations need to receive those resources so they can distribute them to the families. The organization also provides different forms of food assistance, including mobile food distributions and support during really bad emergencies. This is important because not everyone experiencing food insecurity has the same circumstance. Someone may suddenly lose their job. A family could experience an unexpected financial emergency, like a flooded basement. A senior citizen may have medical expenses that make it harder to afford groceries. A parent may simply not have enough income to cover everything that their family needs. The food bank helps connect those people to resources. But there is another important part of this organization that I think deserves attention: volunteers. The Anne Arundel County Food Bank relies on volunteers to help package food, organize donations, and assist with distributions. That means helping fight hunger isn't something that only large communities or organizations or wealthy people can do. Ordinary people can participate. You can give your time, you can donate food, you can organize a food drive, and you can encourage other people to get involved. The Anne Arundel County Food Bank isn't simply providing one meal and walking away. Though, through its partnerships with organizations throughout the county, it creates a network of support that can help families access food consistently. So if this organization continues to receive support from volunteers and the community, what could that actually change? Third and final point. Supporting the Anne Arundel County Food Bank can create meaningful benefits throughout our community. First, fewer children would have to learn on empty stomachs. Instead of sitting in class, distracted by hunger, children could focus on the teachers, their assignments, and their education. Second, parents could spend less time worrying about whether they will have enough food for their families. Imagine how different life could feel if a parent didn't have to choose between buying groceries and paying another important bill. Third, seniors should have better access to healthy meals while still being able to afford other necessities. And finally, supporting organizations like the Anne Arundel County Food Bank can make our community so much stronger as a whole. Because at the end of the day, fighting hunger is really about neighbors helping neighbors. And volunteering doesn't only benefit the person receiving help. It can change the person giving it too. Volunteering can teach compassion. It can make us more grateful for what we have, more humble. It can develop leadership skills that you never not once knew you had. Imagining opening your refrigerator and seeing nothing. Go back to what I first said in the beginning. Remember that. Now imagine that instead someone shows up with a box of food. Someone who doesn't know your name, doesn't know your story, but they simply decided that you deserve to eat. Today we've learned that food insecurity affects thousands of Maryland families. We've learned that the Anne Arundel County Food Bank works with organizations throughout the county to provide food and resources to people experiencing hunger. And we've learned that ordinary people like us can play a role in solving this problem. But I'm not asking you to donate money at all. Instead, I'm challenging every person here to take one action this week. Clean out your pantry. Donate unopened and unexpired food, please. Sign up for at least one volunteer opportunity with the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. Or organize your own small food drive with your classmates, co-workers, athletic team, church, even neighborhood. You don't have to solve hunger by yourself. You just have to decide that now is time to help. One donation can become a meal for one family. One volunteer can help distribute that meal. And one community choosing to care can make such a bigger difference than we realize. Food insecurity may seem like a huge problem, but every meal starts with that one person who wants to help. Thank you.